Hello, Night Nation. Welcome to episode 4 of Music Night. We miss you. All over social media, we're seeing people use music as a means of connecting with one another. So the three of us decided to try our hand at it. Here's our distance version of One Voice by Ruth Moody. This is the sound of one voice, one spirit, one voice, the sound of one who makes a choice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of voices too. The sound of me singing with you, helping each other to make it through. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices too. This is the sound of voices three, singing together in harmony, surrendering to the mystery. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of voices three. This is the sound of all of us, singing with love and the will to trust. Leave the rest behind, it'll turn to dust. This is the sound of all of us. This is the sound of all of us. Ooh, 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 ooh. This is the sound of one voice, one people, one voice, song for every one of us. This is the sound of one voice. This is the sound of one voice.
The words of the day are the 4 main voice types in music. The soprano and alto voices are higher voices. The treble clef indicates the high notes and the ranges are indicated. The lower voices in music are the tenor and the bass voices. The bass clef indicates the low notes and you can see their ranges. The little 8 indicates an octave lower. This is how SATB music looks like: soprano, alto, tenor, and bass.
Hello, Knights. We're going to play a little game today. Which voice do you hear? Soprano, alto, tenor, or bass? That's the question we're going to do today. So here is your first one: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Here is your second one. Soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Here is your next one. I love that one. I hope you got that right. Here is your next question: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass voice. I hope that was an easy one. All right. Number 5. Soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Hint, that's the part that I sing. All right, here's the next one: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Good work. 2 left: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass.
You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. You really are a dear. You're as crusty as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch.
1 left: soprano, alto, tenor, or bass. Thanks for playing. Until next week, see you later.
Hey Knights, are you ready for some trivia? Here we go. Which elementary teacher performed in the musicals Guys and Dolls and Brigadoon in Kenyon as a middle school student? Was it A, Mrs. Hildebrandt, B. Mrs. Short, C. Mrs. Hinrichs, or D. Mrs. Ashland? Someone who grew up in Kenyon. Correct answer is D. Mrs. Ashland. She loved singing in choir, playing in band, and she was in lots of musicals as a kid. Number 10. Who played the tuba in high school? Mrs. Stark, Mr. Weemy, Mr. Jackman, or Miss Saul? Mrs. Stark said she played the tuba. Can you believe it? Last question for today. Which teacher toured Europe with their college choir and also has been in the same musical 10 different times? That's a lot of times. Was it Mr. Vandy Walker, Mr. Reynolds, Mr. Van Epps, or Mr. Rankin? What do you think? Time's up. It's Mr. Reynolds. Mr. Reynolds has been involved with 10 different productions of the musical Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. That's all for this week. See you next time for KW Music Night Teacher Trivia.
It's rhythm time!
Hi everyone! This week's rhythm is pretty simple, but we're going to do something special with it. So just take a little time to practice it this time. 1, 2, here we go. 2, 2, ta, ta. 2, 2, ta, ta. Ti, ti, ta, ta. Ti, ti, ta, ta, ta. Ti, ta, 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 ta. This time, we're going to say the rhythm while an SATB choir sings that same rhythm. See if you can say the rhythm over the singing. 1, 2, here we go.
Hello, Knights. We're here today with Therese Hibbard. And Therese is a dear friend of mine that I got to work with this summer. She was the conductor of the SSAA All-State Choir for Minnesota, and we had a great week together. And we spent another few days in February here at Orchestra Hall. And what an experience it was for our singers and for me as a section coach. So, Dr. Hibbard, would you like to just tell us a little bit more about yourself and your background?
Well, I'm a singer first. I became a teacher of singers. And also I taught public school just like you're doing right now, middle school and high school. Wanted to be a choral director. Actually, I wanted to be a Broadway star first and then kind of worked back from that. Though I did do a lot of summer stock. I grew up outside DC and went up to New York. So I have a little bit of that. And I think it's what makes us great in terms of singing and dancing and conducting, which is kind of that amalgamation of being a singer and dancer. So that's kind of where my training came from. And then I went to college and learned all about music and dance and conducting and found out that music is such a part of the fabric of our whole world and of our culture. And boy, do we need it more now than ever. And yet here we are alone together, finding ways to make music even on Zoom, right? We've seen all of those. So that's just in a little bit of a nutshell. I didn't start out to be a teacher or conductor, but when you walk a path, it kind of goes its own way. And so now I do a little less performing, but do lots of wonderful performing with others, conducting, like an All-State and at St. Olaf College, where I am now. where I teach individual singers, group singers, choirs, and then I also teach people how to become teachers with choral conducting and learning about great songs to work with students. Some of those great, beautiful pieces that we all love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, yep, Therese is just right up the road from us in Northfield, and look forward to maybe some future collaborations in the coming year.
We have an open invitation once the campus opens and your school goes back, that you should bring your choirs to St. Nola for a day, just for a visit. We will have so much fun.
Yes, yes, yes. So one thing that we did a lot of this summer at Allstate was what you call body singing, and that's been a lot of your life's work, and I've really enjoyed learning some of that from you. Could you teach us a few things or show us some things that you like to do?
I would love to. Body singing is just using your whole self to sing and make music. And it evolved from my own background of being a singer and a dancer, and realizing that both of those things, not only for show choir or for music theater, but in all of life, that great performers use their whole selves. Watching Yo-Yo Ma play the cello, watching great singers of every kind, certainly Beyonce or Adele or any of those folks, but they are all using their whole selves to allow the music and the message to be expressed through their whole selves. So here I am in my living room. And when we talk about using our whole selves to make music, we're really talking about everything from the way outside, which I call my X. I can even step back a little bit more. To the whole insides, which I call my C. So your spine is making a C. And those ideas are how we use our breath. So everybody inhale with me. And then exhale with me on a shh. Try that again. So you inhale. And then you exhale. And what you should feel is that feeling of X, right? From the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top. Right in the center is your core, or chi, which means life force. Everybody go chi.
Yay!
I know, you can do this at home. So that is where our breath is from. And it's a great place to go shh, shh, shh. Try that. It's just like air flowing. So you notice that I'm bending, anchoring into the earth, and then I'm rising into the air. And that's a way to get momentum and feeling into your song, which we're going to use in just a minute. So try it again. Here's a big breath, right? Inhale. And then you're going to go. And then, of course, you can do it with sound. And one of my favorite sounds is woo. Okay, so here's your woo. Ready? Inhale. And woo. Pretty crazy, and everyone in your house can join in. So we take that right into some of those more traditional warm-ups that we use in choir and when we're singing in class, yeah? And so just think of that as that all the sounds resonate through your whole body. So everybody hum first and go, and then from that hum, let's go through all our vowels. And I'm just going to trace them on my face. Let me get a little closer. You can see me. To just use that gesture in our whole bodies to make this sound, right? So here's your hum. Me, me, mo, mo, boo. And I'm actually lifting my feet. I'll go back a bit so you can see my feet. So I'm going, ooh. Now, why is she doing that crazy thing? It's because when we activate our whole bodies, it helps us feel the space between the beats. And that way we stay together. It's why marching bands always are together. Why not a marching singing choir? Yeah, let's try it one more time. Here's your hum. Think about your mouth being open on the inside and just close with your lips. And what I'm doing is using my body, my arms, to imitate the space in my mouth. So try it again. We'll start there. Me, me. can just pick it up and keep going. Try that again from the ooh. Ooh. That's just one, yeah? One more that we might do is a me, me, ma. That's just throwing frisbees. Shall we try it? Ready, and me, me, ma. Isn't that great? Me, me, ma. Try it up. Throw your frisbee out, and me, me, both, ma. And when you use your whole body, it takes more air, but it also gives you great energy. So that's getting us warmed up for the song I want to teach you. Here we go. A 1, a 2, a 3. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Lift up your eyes. Don't you despair. Look up ahead. The path is there. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. Well, I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared. Well, I'm scared too. But here I am, right next to you. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love. Lead with love. No matter if you have never sung before, if you don't read music, that there is a common ground that we can find through singing. And I think more than ever, it's one of the things we can do without worrying about if we have an instrument whether we have other people around us, we can always sing. And you've seen so many of those Zooms with people singing next to each other and everything, which is so fun. And of course, that takes a great deal of sound production in order to make it all sink in together. But outside in the real world, where people are singing from sidewalks or from balconies, that's just people coming together and to find a great song to sing. And this one is easy to teach.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Therese.
I'm honored to be doing it. Thank you for asking me.